This rewards day. You worked hard for a significant accomplishment. Knowing that you've done your best, you stand ready to be called out by name. Instead, you get honorable mention. Is that good enough? Hi, it's Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, Day 4 of Bamidbar. Let's go to Numbers, Bamidbar, chapter number 3, and read the first 3 verses here. And these are the generations of Aaron and Moshe when Yahweh spoke with Moshe on Mount Sinai. And these are the names of the son of Aaron: Nadav, the firstborn, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the anointed priest, whom he ordained to act as priest. Wait a minute. This is the generations of Aaron and Moshe. What's listed here are the sons of Aaron. What happened to Moshe's 2 boys? Moshe's sons are not listed here, even though this is Toldot Aaron v'Moshe, generations of these 2 brothers. Moshe's sons didn't even get an honorable mention. And so his sons are Gershom, named for Moshe's understanding of I was a stranger, a ger in a foreign land, and Eleazar, El of my father has helped me. He has put his history and his status, if you will, into the names of his 2 sons, but we really never hear from them. They're not afforded any significant roles to play in moving of the tabernacle, or they're not listed here with the Kohathites that have a particular role that they're supposed to play. We hear about them when their mother, Zipporah, and her 2 sons returned to Moshe back in Torah portion Yitro. But after that, what happened to them? They fell into the ranks of the insignificant. For all of Moshe's influence, for all of his greatness, for his prophetic ability, standing in the presence of the Most High, he actually is the one who penned these words at Yah's direction, and he left his own sons' names out. Did Moshe protest here and say, wait a minute, Yah, can I not at least mention their names? If Gershom and Eleazar had risen up according to the movie plot, they would have been successors to Moshe, not Yehoshua. And so instead of Yehoshua taking Israel in, it would have been Gershom. I'm taking up my dad's role. That did not happen. If it had happened, then there would have been the creation of a lineage of the monarchy. Yah never really desired or designed initially for Israel to be led by a monarchy, but rather a theocracy led by a prophet or a priest. Then we find out that Aaron's sons, 2 of them, Nadav and Abihu, they are, it's a debate. Were they just overzealous about the things of Yah and died as a willing offering before him in behalf of Israel? Or did they get intoxicated and blur the lines? We've been through that one already. So Moshe does not leave a monarchy. Aaron and his family, his sons, are given the right of Kohanim, or priest, and that does continue. Even to this day, there are the descendants of Aaron who are recognized, and eventually his sons, his descendants, will operate again in Messiah's temple. Then we have the monarchy that is eventually raised up, that exists to this day through the lineage of David or David. Now, who are his descendants? Well, there's a long line of those who claim I'm from the house of David, right? And then, but Yah says that he has chosen Ephraim, a grandson in the lineage, Ephraim to be his firstborn. Is Yah confused? What do we make of this? Well, I think a principle is in place for us to understand you may not be born in a significant family. You may not be the star child of your family. You may be even the black sheep of your family to some degree. But you're not beyond being chosen or used or selected by the Most High for some significant role. Let's ask Gideon, who he, by his own admission, was at the bottom of the list of all the people in Israel, and yet Yah raised him up, and he played a very significant role in the deliverance of his people. Yirmiyahu, when he was called upon to be a prophet, he said, I'm just a kid. Me? I'm a kid. And Yah chastened him. Don't you call yourself a child. I knew you before you were conceived. I called you from your mother's womb. I know who you are. What about the initial 4 disciples that Yeshua called? You want us? We smell like fish. We smell like fish, Master. He called them. And when he called Matthew, Master, are you sure? Yeah, he's one of the bad guys. He works with Rome. You want him? The Pharisee was highly upset when, in his estimation, an unclean woman came in and washed Messiah Yeshua's feet and perfumed them. Yeshua loves the outcast. And John, Yochanan chapter 9, the blind man that he healed was actually excommunicated from the synagogue and cast out because they didn't like his testimony. But Yeshua went and introduced himself to him, saying, I heard you got excommunicated. Yes, about the Messiah, about the one who healed me. Well, I'm he. Yeshua reveals himself to those that have failed to be taken first. I remember the days of being lined up, 2 opposing lines of grade school students, 2 captains, and they're choosing, I'll take this one, I'll take that one, and so forth. I remember the days of being chosen close to last, if not last. It only made me want to play harder. I'll show you. And the next time we get lined up here, you're going to choose me first. That didn't always happen. Yah looks for those who have a heart to serve him, who are willing to be obedient, who are, here's the hard part, willing to pay the price for being called. We have this mindset that if we are used in any significant role, if there is some importance to the way that we are operating in his kingdom, even before his kingdom arrives, that, well, it's just going to be crowns and flowers and applause. Anyone who has served him significantly in the scriptures, we can read how they had to endure, that they were strugglers. They had weaknesses. They had faults and flaws. In other words, they were human. If you're human, if you have a fault or faults, if there are flaws in you, if you are failing in some area, if you will apply yourselves to chase the heart of Messiah and seek his face, he will use you. He will call upon you. It may be seen as a titled role or an untitled one. Someone may notice, no one may notice or pay attention or ever understand. But he knows how to select the ones that he wants. and he wants you. And I want to see you again tomorrow. Until then, shalom.